Welcome to Hello Baltimore County. I'm your host, Ellen Kobler. Colon cancer is the third most common type of cancer in men and women in the United States. But thankfully, deaths from colon cancer have decreased with the use of colonoscopies and other simple screening tests. Connie Notaro, who is the county's public health nurse administrator, is here to tell us all about it. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Ellen.
Sure. Well, let's sort of get to the basics here.
Okay.
What is colon cancer?
Colorectal cancer is a cancer that starts in either the colon or the rectum, hence called colorectal cancer. But some people will just hear colon cancer or rectal cancer because it is identified by where it starts.
Even though it's the same thing?
It's the same thing, but it's in two different places.
Okay.
Cancer starts with an overgrowth of cells, and cancer can be found in any part of the body. So screening tests to detect these cancers are crucial.
All right, so tell us who should be screened for I'll try to say it, colorectal cancer, and what the screening involves.
Okay, so anyone over the age of 50 should be screened for colon cancer because it occurs mostly in people in older ages. However, if a person has a first-degree relative that either had precancerous polyps or who had colon cancer, they should be screened at an earlier age. And a first-degree relative is a mother, father, sister, brother, or child. And the screening should take place 10 years prior to the age that that relative was when they were first diagnosed.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So anyone can be screened for colon cancer at any age if they have signs and symptoms that may indicate that there is a colon cancer. Some of the symptoms include rectal bleeding, a feeling of fullness in your stomach.
Like a bloating feeling?
Yeah, any unexplained weight loss. It can be something as simple as a change in their regular bowel habits. But just because a person has these symptoms doesn't necessarily mean that they have colon cancer. But it does mean that they need to talk with their doctor and they need to explain their symptoms and then have the doctor decide what kind of tests they need to have done. And it just might be a colon cancer screening.
Okay, well, it's not everybody's favorite 50th birthday present, but tell us a little bit. From what I understand, the colonoscopy is really fairly simple.
It is, and it is the golden standard. And we say that because in a colonoscopy, the whole colon is examined as long as the prep is good, and the prep is the key. So when you go in for a colonoscopy, the day before is the hardest day because of the prep. You need to clean everything out of your colon so the doctor can have a good look at the inside. When you go for your colonoscopy, you'll get an IV. They'll put you in a twilight sleep. You won't feel anything. The doctor will take it's called an endoscope, and insert it into the rectum and feed it all the way around the colon. It has a small camera on the end so that it looks at all the lining of the colon. If there is any finding, a polyp, which is a small growth, abnormal growth, or a colon cancer is identified, then they either remove the polyp in its entirety or they take a biopsy of the abnormal growth that's there. If you have a polyp, if they remove the polyp completely, it reduces the risk of developing a cancer in that area by 99.9%.
Whoa,
So
and that's medical talk for 100%.
that is, and that's the reason why screening is crucial, because you don't want to wait until you have symptoms, until you have, for you to have your screening, because it's preventable. Just by taking out that little polyp.
And after the routine screening, do people feel badly? Do they feel sick, or is it just they're done and they leave?
They're done and they leave.
So,
it takes a little
okay.
bit of time for them to
Yeah.
wake up from the anesthesia, but the anesthesias that they use now, you wake up, you feel great, you get to eat, You can't drive yourself because you've had anesthesia. You have to have someone with you for the examination. But other than that, some people need to rest for the rest of the day. We don't recommend going back to work unless you necessarily have to. And we say just take it easy.
Okay, and what screening services are available for Baltimore County residents? Some people will just go to the doctor, but others may not have the coverage.
The Baltimore County Cancer Programs offer no-cost screening to individuals who are uninsured or underinsured and may have some out-of-pocket expenses associated with their colon cancer screenings. There are some eligibility requirements, but we encourage everyone to call. Even if they have insurance, they can call our office. We offer a service that's called patient navigation, and we can help them find a doctor. We can help them make their appointments, and we can make sure that if they have any barriers to getting to that appointment, like transportation issues, or if they are non-English speaking, we can provide interpretation services. We'll do anything that we can to make sure that they are screened.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about some of the risk factors? What can people do to try to prevent colon cancer?
Okay, so there are some modifications that can be made to decrease the risk of contracting colon cancer. One is being overweight. That's a risk factor that people can control. It's not easy. It's not easy to lose weight, but it is necessary. Being physically inactive is one of the big risk factors.
So exercise helps prevent colon cancer?
A body in motion stays in motion, and we recommend exercising at least 3 times a week can lower your risk. Also smoking. Smoking is a big contributor to not only colon cancer, but a lot of other cancers, including lung and bladder. So if you smoke, quit.
And the health department can help with that too?
Absolutely. We
Yeah.
can give you the information on the Maryland Quit line for tobacco cessation. One of the other risk factors is that can't be changed, certainly is your age. And most cancers are found, colon cancers are found after the age of 50. Being African American puts you at increased risk for contracting colorectal cancer.
A lot of people may not know that.
Yes, and the reason is not known, but African Americans have a higher incidence of colorectal cancer as well as mortality from it.
Okay, so the big point is get screened, go to your doctor, call the health department one way or another.
Absolutely.
All right, well, thank you so much for bringing this important information to us.
Thanks for having me.
Sure. Remember, a simple test could save your life. Thank you for watching Hello Baltimore County, and we encourage you to connect with Baltimore County government on Facebook and Twitter.